Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today, I'll be reviewing the Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra Shades 34mm two-tone steel and moonshine gold with a champagne dial. Reference 220.34.20.08.001. I'll tell you a little bit about the history of this watch and where it stands in the lineup of other similar Aqua Terras. Then I'll tell you about the case bezel dial bracelet movement, finally try it on and give you my thoughts. So let's start with just a little history. Omega has been around for a long time, but the Aqua Terra collection has only been around since 2002, which makes it approximately around 25 years old or so. It's a relatively new collection for Omega. It's very modern, as you can see. And so that's just a little history. They've gone through several generations. This is the latest generation of it with the in-house see-through case back movement and everything else that I'll describe to you as I go through this video. Now, where it stands in the lineup of other similar Aqua Terras. Now they make the Aqua Terra for both men and women. For men, they make it in size 41, and they also make it in size 38. So that is for men's size. Now women can also wear a size 38, so they also make more feminine ones in size 38. But 38 is generally going to be kind of on the larger side for women. In fact, it will be on the larger side for women. But then again, a lot of women like to wear larger watches. But some women like to wear watches that are smaller. And so this one fits that bill by being 34mm. Now the 34mm, what you see here, is considered a mid-size, and it's the watch that most women are going to be able to wear because of the right sizing. And they make a lot of different variations of the 34mm. It's the smallest one that they're actually, they even make a size 30, sorry. So the 34 is the mid-size and 30 is the small. Okay, so but let's focus on the 34 because that's what we're looking at here. In the size 34, is 30 and 34 are going to be exclusively for women. The size 34, and that makes sense, even though some guys could actually wear a 34. But if you look at the size 34s, almost all of them, with the exception of the silver, black, and blue, are going to be color, that is, are going to be really, really feminine looking, with like a pink, a lavender with diamonds. Even the hour markers are more, feminine looking on the diamond ones. Okay, so anyways, this one's a mid-size, ladies, and they make it in different configurations. You can do it in gold, steel and gold, which is what this one is. They can make it in all steel, all gold, with different dial colors, etc., with diamond bezel, without, etc., etc. Okay, so that's where it stands in the lineup. And this one retails for around $13,900, but of course you can buy it at JazzTime.com for way less than that, which is why people are buying it at JazzTime.com. You get the same thing that you get from the authorized dealer, and you get it for much less money. So who doesn't like to save money? Okay, now let's move on here and start talking about the watch itself. Let's start with the case. The case is going to be 34. I already told you that the 34 is the mid-size. Now, let's talk about another dimension, which is actually probably the more important dimension, which is the lug to lug. That means the top of the watch to the bottom of the watch for the longest distance across the case, from going from 12 to 6. That distance is 40mm, which it's a good size. It's a small size, enough for most women to be wearing. And if you don't know if that's going to fit you, you can just take a tape measure and measure the distance across your wrist going in the vertical direction, and if it's less than 40mm, well, this watch will fit you. And for most women, I'm going to say with a wrist size of, let's say, 5.5 to 6.5 inches, could wear this 34mm just fine. If you have a smaller wrist than that, let's say less than 5.5 inches, and you can do that by just getting a tape measure and measuring your wrist. If you have a wrist height less than 5.5, probably you should go with a 30mm. But anyways, this one has a thickness of 12mm, which is about the same as a Rolex Datejust, which is, I'm going to say, a good size. You don't want the watch too thin. You still want it to have some bulk to it, right? And this one does have that. So at these kind of dimensions, it's really nice. 34mm and 12mm thickness. It's just right, if you ask me. Okay, and it has a lug with a 16, which is also a thin bracelet, so that's good. Now you're going to have the same style case, whether the watch is 30, 34, 38, or 41mm. It has this cushion case, really thick beveled edge. they kind of carry on this case look with their other watches, such as their Planet Oceans and such. They kind of keep the same theme going, which is not a bad thing because it's a very beautiful case. It's a very nice way to connect the case of the watch to the bracelet, and they do a good job of doing that. And then have a satin finish top. I like it quite a bit. That part is all made of steel, by the way, so that houses the movement, and it makes sense to house the most delicate part of the watch in a very sturdy material such as steel. The next thing let's look at is the bezel. Now, this bezel is actually going to be made of gold. Now, Omega calls this Moonshine Gold. Moonshine Gold is just their version of yellow gold. So they call it's a yellow gold bezel. Is domed. There is no fluting like on a Rolex or diamond bezel. It gives it a very clean, simplistic look, which is not a bad thing. Not every watch is supposed to be, blingy and showy. This one is not. And the next thing let's look at here is the dial. Now, the reason I say this is more geared toward women at size 34 is because even the hour markers, if you look at them, they look a little bit feminine, at least to me. And why do they look feminine to me? It's a yellow dial. They call it yellow. I call it champagne. Yellow doesn't really look like this to me. They call it yellow on their website, but to me, it really looks champagne. If you look at the dial, the hour markers, normally on a men's watch, you have hour markers that are straight, flat, and they don't have any curvature to it. They're very angular, and that's actually even the case on their other watches. For example, their 38. Or their 41 millimeters, they have more angular hour markers. And to me, the angular hour markers make the watch look much more masculine, and the rounded, more curvaceous hour markers make the watch look more feminine, which this is. So 38s still have the angular hour markers, which is more masculine, and the 34 millimeter, which is what you're looking at here, has these rounded or more curvaceous hour markers, which make it look more feminine. Okay, that's all I'm saying. And you have a date at the 6 o'clock, which I think is a much better position than the Rolex's 3 o'clock because it keeps the watch looking symmetric, and it also allows you to check the date, which is a very important thing. Almost all of us forget the date. I also like that they separated the luminescent on the hands. They put the hour marker more toward the center and the minute marker more toward the periphery. And so that you can tell what time it is in the dark, not by having two illuminated hands that are in equal distance from each other from the center. Instead, they stagger the distance, making the watch more legible. And then you look at the hour markers, which are also luminescent and can be easily seen. So that's a practical aspect. I really like the way they set this all up. It's simple, but it's effective, and it's also beautiful. And that pretty much sums up the Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra, if you think about it that way. Let's move on to the bracelet. The bracelet is also done very well. It's their standard Aqua Terra bracelet, which is not a bad thing. Kind of looks like a oyster bracelet on a Datejust, if you ask me, but that's not a bad thing. Oyster bracelet is a very beautiful bracelet. The Aqua Terra bracelet is also a very beautiful one, and at a fraction of the cost of Rolex too, by the way. It has gold down the center, matching the rest of the gold down the watch, and then you have stainless steel on the periphery, which also helps to stabilize and keep the watch in good shape. You have the strength of steel, the nobility of gold. You put those together, and boom, there you have it in Aqua Terra. Okay, let's look at the movement here. The movement here is really, really nice, actually. I mean, for the price point. It's not Patek Philippe or Audemars Piguet nice, but it still is really nice. And you have to consider that this watch is $13.9K retail, and we can get it for less than that at jazztime.com. So it's not going to be comparable to a Patek or an Audemars Piguet, but it's still very nice. Okay, it's an Omega 8800 movement. It's self-winding, meaning you do not need a battery or do not need to wind it. It has a power reserve of 55 hours, has a very nice finish to it, and you can see it. For example, on the Rolex, you cannot actually see the movement. So, all right, given all that, I've got to the end of the video. So let's try this watch on and give you my thoughts. My thoughts are that Omega makes really good watches. They're one of my favorite brands, actually. You might be surprised and think I only like Patek or AP, even though that's mostly what we sell. But Omega, I just think they come in at a price point, and their value proposition is such that it makes sense. Some of these value propositions on Patek or AP, they just don't make sense. They're asking crazy money for a watch that Omega really makes the same thing, and actually even more reliable. They're actually I would say the most reliable watch on the market, even more reliable than Rolex. Every time we get our Omega in, it's 0 to 1 second off per day, as opposed to like +7 or even more on other brands. And then they have a power reserve that almost always is set to factory. It matches the factory spec. So they just do a really nice job. The quality of it is great. I love that it has some gold in it. It's a great size, and I like the color combinations. It's your basic, simple, beautiful Aqua Terra. And so for that reason, I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up. If you'd like to buy it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at jazztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.